Busch Atlantic 10 Conference USA Challenge continues live from the Centrum in Worcester, Mass. Battle of unbeatens. Number 3, Memphis. Number 1, Massachusetts. Welcome back inside the Centrum with Bill Raftery, Mike Tirico. Storyline for 1 against 3. The health of Edgar Padilla, the UMass guard. He's had a stomach virus. Didn't practice at all this week. Bill, he's ready to play. We'll start.
He's healthy, but the big concern, they're mentally tough, this backcourt with Carmelo Travieso. Can he sustain the amount of minutes necessary? I mean, they play great defense. They control the flow of the game. You may see some subtle adjustments in the backcourt.
Good thing he's there. There's a great guard matchup tonight. Memphis has Chris Garner and Mingo Johnson, a terrific backcourt.
What's amazing is they both can run the show, so it gives Larry Finch the opportunity to play others in the backcourt. Look at the ability with the bounce, and yet finding the big guys when necessary by Garner. Just a terrific duo.
2 storylines this UMass season. They play very good teams. They play very good centers. Both storylines continue tonight.
And Camby's come out on the top in most cases. When you look at him against Mark Pope, for example, he can step through. He can move out a little bit if it happens to be a Timmy Duncan, the turnaround and the completion. Tonight, the challenge will be the post-up guy. This happens to be Todd Fuller, who's pretty tough against all centers offensively. Lorenzen Wright could be a problem, as well as others, if it's only Camby tonight.
We are an hour away from the UMass campus, but this is not a neutral court, as you can hear. Coming up, number 3 Memphis, number 1 UMass, a battle of unbeatens when you come back to the Centrum in Worcester.
In December, pay-per-view is your choice for top Hollywood entertainment. All the box office hits you want to see when you want to see them. And it's pay-per-view, so you pay just for the flicks you pick. Check out how easy it is to order when you treat your family, your friends, or just yourself to first-run Hollywood fun. Non-stop, around-the-clock hit stars and hit movies. Direct to your home, hassle-free, instantly. Pay-per-view in December. Entertainment made to order.
Joe, our nationwide insurance agent, said it reminded him of his first house. It needed a little work.
Patty and her husband got their friends together.
We got the place looking great.
I was able to help a little. I mean, since they now have a homeowner's policy with Nationwide, I could offer them a home car discount.
I'm glad Joe saved us money because we still have a few little things he needs to be fixed up, like...
What?
Your Nationwide agent is Mary Lou Gallego in West Seneca.
Bobby Patty says your sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. Bobby Patty says your sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. To Bobby Patty, sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. Take a big fat bite. Have you had your bread? At McDonald's, have you had your bread? Let's see.
Yeah, you've seen it all. Done it all. Pretty much got it all figured out. But have you got what it takes to be a mountain man? All it takes are the 2 cool beers of the Mountain Man. Smooth Busch beer, easy drinking Busch Light. So, be a mountain man. All you gotta do is head for the mountains.
ESPN's presentation of NCAA basketball is brought to you by Smooth Busch Beer and Easy Drinking Busch Light, and by Ford, your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately?
The Centrum in Worcester, Massachusetts. It's about 9 degrees outside. It's about 79 degrees in here. The building heating up for number 1 and number 3. Undefeated UMass, undefeated Memphis. Here's our Busch starting lineups for Memphis. Michael Wilkes in the forward. He's 6'5", but he's 8 for 8 winning the opening tip. He'll go up against 6'11" Marcus Camby in a second. For the UMass Minutemen, Dana Dingle, best defensive player on this team. He's consistent, and he's consistently overlooked as to his importance to John Calipari's team. UMass has played here before. They played a couple of games here last year, beat Louisville in one of those games. First trip for Memphis here. Bill, this Mass team does not go very deep, and these guys play a lot.
They know how to tempo a game. They're very good at understanding clock and score. So they're running, but they're in control. And obviously they would love to have a step-up guy on the bench, but the guards get most of the minutes. They need stamina and mental strength tonight.
And we'll see how Padilla does after being slowed with the virus. And Wilton, for the first time this year, loses a jump ball. Padilla tries to get in the flow early. Canby saves it. As does Travieso. UMass in white, Memphis in blue.
And Memphis goes man-to-man. Now, let's see, 1-3-1. Oh. Larry's ruining my career.
Marcus on the other side of the table. That's why Padilla was keeping the dribble alive.
I'm surprised they didn't trap him because of that. Get after him.
Padilla on Johnson.
And now they go man-to-man.
Travieso can't get it to go. Second offensive rebound. No for Travieso. Dingle underneath, lost it out of bounds, and it will go to Memphis.
And you highlighted Dingle. He's a little bit like Sanford. He's the jump man. Does it all for this team. No son, but Sanford. A contributor, all facets of the game.
Canby checking out quickly. I don't know if he took a drink and had a wet arm or if he got banged up as he went after the first shot by Padilla.
His hustle did get a few beverages. Right away, the assistant's down drying him off.
So Enos Norville checks in and has to check Lorenzen Wright. Can't get the shot to go. Athletic Wilson can't get it. Garner keeps it alive. Blocked by Norville.
Not a bad sub up front. That's where they're deepest.
Dingle settles. They left him open. Henderson could have had it. Left it for Lorenzen Wright. Garner the lob. Tough catch for Wilson. Pretty good set. Thrown away.
Pretty good save. And then Gardner with the turnover. UMass has had some good looks, and they shoot 45% and haven't come close.
7 shots, no makes.
In this one, you think you got an easy one. One thing this UMass club does is they challenge shots.
Canby back in after toweling off when taking that drink on the arm. 80 seconds gone by, nothing. Except for the obvious fact there's a little more pep in the step in this game. Canby first shot, goaltending. Wilson shows the leaping ability, but still 2 for the junior from Hartford, Connecticut.
Mike, I don't think that was going in. This is one they should have let go. And he was off to the right just a little bit. I don't think that baby was going in.
Good defense. The steal forced by Travieso. Padilla. And a foul on Cedric Henderson at 6'7". Padilla not afraid to give up 5 inches and take it in.
That's the mental toughness this backcourt possesses. The ability to throw the body at the defender. Henderson is a well-rounded performer. Defensively, he's extraordinary. He can swat him with the best of them. And he normally would be able to get that, but the body lunge by Padilla, effective.
Here is Edgar, 78% free throw shooter. He makes the first. He has not practiced since the team played in Hawaii, where they won the Rainbow Classic. Had a virus, was in the health center, had an IV to get him back to health. His first practice since Hawaii was the shoot-around today.
And Ron Laham, the trainer, is home in bed. Coach is saying the players can play, but the trainer has to take care of himself, so hopefully he'll be feeling well, too. Here's the pressure, same as against Syracuse. They got 1 steal already.
Garner all the way, but threw it away. Third, Memphis turnover. Mass with some numbers. Travieso for 3. Quick 7 for the Minutemen.
UMass causes 16 turnovers, and that press very effective all the way to the end, playing the passing lane.
Henderson watched by Dingle right on the box. Didn't get Canby in the air. Canby gave him nothing to shoot at.
And look at him out in the wing.
Pull up pop.
Woo! The kiss! The big fellow with a little.
And Larry Finch, quick 20-second timeout.
How about the step and jump? Ronaldo, in his best day, in the hurdles, couldn't step like that. Naimia Just amazing how he gets out. Now, he knew they had the rebound. Watch the control here. A lot of little guys would have charged. The kid causes 20. And this, the result of pressure. It had Jimmy Boeheim moaning, but a lot of things get Jimmy to moan. Even in Hawaii, he was himself. That press, something that they don't do often, but it has proven very effective against Syracuse and early against Memphis.
Mass has made 3 field goals, Memphis none. Mass has 0 turnovers, Memphis 3. Tigers down 9, but this group won't get rattled. Garner to the rack for the first 2.
And that's what he should have done the last time. Remember, he got in the middle and kicked it to the corner. Go to the tin.
Garner, the point guard from the same high school as Elliott Perry and some guy named Hardaway, commits the foul on Padilla. Gardner's first, second on the team. As with our first game, excellent officiating crew, Larry Lembo, Jerry Donahue, Tim Higgins. You see that Memphis backcourt that we talked about in the open, Bill.
And they do put up some nice dump high-low. Right in a foul. Ray Tipton on the open showed some things Camby can do. That's one of them. That little look. He motors around the perimeter. He's got a free run. The peek over the shoulder, and at the tip of the jump, the find. And Dante Bright, terrific bookends at forward. They can go without it.
Bright to the line, 80% free throw shooter out of Dunbar High School, the Hoop Factory in Baltimore. Completes the three-point play. Minutemen by double digits in the first 3 minutes.
And Dingle helped on Gardner. Now gets back on his guy. Look at the hands of Padilla. Oh, he's slapping.
Bright way away from the hoop, but shows he too can move with the ball.
Not too bad. First one he sort of shied away. That one was more aggressive.
The sophomore Wright averages 17.5. That's right with Mingo Johnson, 1 and 2 on this Memphis team. Memphis 8-0, best start in a decade.
And a nice little 2-2-1 look. Change it.
Padilla with Mingo Johnson watching.
Anytime they go late, they like to go pick and roll with Camby if it gets too late.
Double on Camby, but Padilla can hit that shot. Draws the contact and a charge on Edgar.
And what a draw by Padilla. But you can just see the reaction of Mingo. Larry Finch saying one of the mentally tough guys. Great leadership qualities, able to hold his stance.
Mass backs off the defense a bit. Memphis settles it. There's Garner. Travieso right with him. Johnson the lob for the basket, but it was knocked away. Good job by Wright to get it back and away from the ball foul.
And I may be Padilla's second if they do give it to him. Always reaching in there. You notice that lob. Memphis does play above the rim. Place I'm very unfamiliar with, I might add. So you must check them out. You must take their legs away on those lobs.
Off the inbounds, Johnson misfires quickly. Garner gets the rebound. Thought about it for a second. Now he'll set the offense. Work it through inside Wilson. He's off. Camby. 2 men around him. Got the board. That's the lead and the push.
Good kick.
Wide open 3. Travieso hits his second.
They're not the prettiest, but they are extraordinary at doing the right things in the break and in the half court. Both guards.
Quickly out, an 11-point lead. But don't think that this is a sign of what's to come. Memphis can score in a hurry, and a bump by Travieso as Johnson worked his way to the rim.
Heck of a matchup at the guard spot, isn't it? They go after one another.
Official timeout. 4.5 gone by. Mass by 11.
Emma, seems like we've known each other forever.
Yeah, I know. 2 weeks.
Will you marry me? 'Cause Emma, I love you, man.
Oh, Johnny, you're not getting my Bud Light.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
Johnny?
Make it a Bud Light.
Jane?
It's Joan.
Jane, Joan, whatever. I feel like I've known you forever.
Ford F-Series has been the best-selling truck in the world for 19 straight years. Now we're about to launch the next in line. The all-new 1997 Ford F-150. More power, more V8 payload, more new ideas. The new Ford F-150. Strength after strength after strength.
According to most building codes, what kind of support is needed under a load-bearing wall?
It's a huge, huge amount of support. You can't even imagine, because the tonnage that it would take to just would fall through. You'd have to protect yourself.
Sometimes life calls for deeper answers. That's why there's CompuServe. No online service has more informed user groups, more comprehensive databases, and better access to the internet. Enter CompuServe. Call for free software in 10 free hours online.
It is early in Worcester, but it is over in Miami. Don Shula confirming that he will step down as head coach of the Miami Dolphins. He has told the Miami TV station that he is done, and he will resign from the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. The well-time winningest coach there, he is done. More on SportsCenter following the game. Back to Worcester and Mike and Bill. Mike?
Okay, Carl, undoubtedly that story will be followed by who is next in Miami, and the rumors will run wild.
Who's your pick? Jimmy?
I don't think so. Gut feeling says no. I don't know if that would be the smoothest transition. Boy, one of the great coaching eras of all time. Back off the inbound, Cedric Henderson for Memphis. Keeps him right in it.
Too easy, and Rodney Newsom with a nice look inserted.
9-point UMass lead. They jumped out quick. Here in the second game of the Bush Atlantic 10 Conference USA Challenge.
And how about Calipari? Confidence of Padilla. You mentioned to me in the break, he waved them off on the taking him out. He's got to play with good judgment.
Canby back out. Travieso had 2 threes, but had a hand in his face that time. Johnson leads 3-on-1 right.
Oh! Well, wrong for UMass. They didn't get back, but perfect. Lorenzen showing his foot speed. Pretty impressive.
Only appropriate as you see some NBA scores go by. As the steal is made by Johnson. Pass. Garner with the pass. Henderson couldn't hang on, though, and UMass will get possession.
What a touch pass back.
Scores at 10:30 and 50 after each hour here on ESPN every night. No need to go anywhere for the best games, the best scores. 7-point UMass lead, closest it's been because the Minutemen started out 9-0. Travieso and Padilla, the Ironmen, Wright and Dingle.
They can both take you off the dribble. That's what makes them effective at the forward spot.
Canby thought the bounce was going for him. It was for Bright. Shot clock down to 10. Padilla backs it out. The bench lets them know. Clock down to 4, as you see. Edgar Long, 3.
And they really didn't get into anything, did they? On the reset.
Good defensive trips by Memphis. Henderson works the baseline. Johnson's open out high, and now 11 has it. Watched by Travieso.
Canby doesn't show. He has to slide behind.
Had the help from Wright, but got nothing, and Johnson is frustrated.
Threw his gum away. That missed, too.
Hopefully it missed the people sitting under the basket to our left.
Oh, sweetie, what do you have in your coat?
Rodney Newsom, senior, averages 9.5 a game. Mr. Offense off of Larry Finch's bench. Came back to this team about 3 weeks ago after missing for academic reasons the first couple of weeks. Got everything in order, back in the line.
And that defense by Mass, the type that they sneak up on, you think you got a free look, beat right behind the pick and out.
Garner started out with Padilla, now it's Johnson. Travieso, the step. The foul by Weeks, then Bright. They'll go to the line.
Actually trying to jam, sprung the ball back out. And this is where I thought Memphis would be real effective. Almost get the block, but all the bodies not sealed off because of the aggressive defense reacting, and they do a great job. And right there to follow through hurts them.
Dante Bright will go to the line, co-captain. Latrell Sprewell-like. Look at the improvement to this season.
Well, Larry Larry told us today that his concern, this game obviously, but I've got Houston coming up the weekend, and that's as big a concern as they get into conference play.
Houston will be a part of Conference USA next year, serving out the final year in the Southwest Conference, and they get Canby for his first as he went for the offensive rebound. In a game like this, where there are going to be so many athletic plays, not the place where you want to expend one.
Huh? Not at all. He'll get his opportunities on this end.
One thing they do when they bring 20 Rodney Newsom in the game, they get bigger.
Yeah, they play this pick and roll. They slide behind as they did before. Little down screen off the ball.
Newsom, Wilson, they work it down low for right. Lorenzen worked inside. Canby the quick hands to knock it away. Right pushes Travieso.
And he got Canby with a good look.
Can hit from out there. Nice rebound. Carmelo scoring that one too. That's the second goaltend on Wilson.
Opportunists, that's what these kids are. The guards just sort of hang around, seize the opportunity.
You see some of that Wilson leaping ability. The guy who came a half-inch short of an 11-foot 7-inch dunk. Midnight Madness to open the season for Memphis. Away from the ball, offensive foul on Rodney Newsom.
You got it. And not a good trip for Memphis there. You want to get a shot opportunity and not get an arm extended on a pick.
See, Memphis has been more giving of the ball. Larry Finch and his staff up on the sidelines just urging the players just to settle in on the offensive end. They're right in this game, a 10-point mass lead with about 8 gone by.
And it looks like they're going to change the look a little. Now they back it up. I thought they were going to trap at half court.
One change, John Gales, number 3, in for Mingo Johnson. That's Gales guarding Travieso, who has 8 of the mass 18.
And they are high on him, and it gives them an opportunity to rest one of the guys and still have a point guard on the floor.
Right, quick first step, gets him to the line. I think Wilson thought he was going up, but Dante will go to the line.
Well, everybody tuning in wants to see Wright and Canby go at one another. And just a little relaxed here as Canby doesn't play real good defense. And as you mentioned, the sleight of hand, that'll come in handy when he balances his checkbook in a few years. But Wright had him beat and just left the ball up for grabs, didn't protect it.
See Marcus getting a minute to rest as Bright misses his first one. Good opportunity here. If Bright makes the second, you'll get an official timeout. So you get another extra minute for Canby on the bench here. Jerry Donahue telling Larry Finch to be quiet as Finch is barking to the officials after the last call. Official timeout. Minutemen by 11.
Starlight. Star bright. The first star I see tonight. I wish I may. I wish I might. Make my wish come true tonight.
Another hotel room. Let's trash it! Wait. This don't look like an hotel room. It looks like the home. I can see the old man now sitting with this pipe in front of the fire. Well, look at this beautiful kitchen. You know, I can almost smell me mum's steak and kidney pie. We could always say we trashed it.
Residence Inn by Marriott. The next best thing to home.
The new Ford Taurus. When seen, it leaves an impression. When driven, creates a stir. When owned, lives up to its promise. And when judged, wins award after award after award after award. The new Ford Taurus, the success story that never ends.
Making the dream come true.
UMass scored the first 9. They lead by 11. 11. Big basketball day and night, Saturday on ESPN. Texas, big win last Saturday against North Carolina. Now Tommy Pender's team takes on Rice. North Carolina at Maryland. You've seen the highlights of the Heels of the Wolfpack. And to the Big 8 for Iowa State at K-State at Bromwich in Manhattan. Triple dip for you Saturday on your home of hoops.
Now, as Memphis brings it in, and you check out the field goal percentage, they have not run their X play where they cut off the high post or the high-low where they get it and dump down. So they have not been as patient, I think, as Larry would like. Now, here's the X set. There they X off the high post. Ball reversal.
Gales is in for Johnson.
Now, this controls the offense. Just there's the duck.
Garner now looking for right. Lorenzen backs in Norville. Hook shot no good. And good rebound on the weak side for Bright.
And now that's good basketball off a timeout. Good preparation. Got the shot they wanted.
Mass by 11. The guards have 10 of the UMass 19. Camby's coming in at the next dead ball, which is forced by the Weeks turnover. You know, we've mentioned Padilla, but Weeks also, Tyrone had the virus and also had to be taking IV at the student infirmary on campus in Amherst.
Are you blaming that turnover on the virus now?
It's just a possibility.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Okay. It did look like a weak toss.
What you told him, what is he, 6'7", 260? How can you be bothered by a virus with that body?
Can't shake it off, big fella. The same set as before. Little post rubs. Allen in the game, not known for offense, and lit it up. Aztec Vital.
First game of the year, Chad Allen was 7 of 7 on ESPN against Purdue. Garner outside, no. Wright couldn't get there. Canby bodied him out very well. Mass has been less explosive in the half-court set. Bright. Dante Bright, 6 points.
The mobility of the bookends, Dingle and Bright, and the ability to put it on the floor makes them tough to defend, Mike.
Largest lead, Raff, 13. Gales gets in among the trees, gets it to Wright, blocked inside, blocked again, but a second foul on Canby.
Well, trying to stand upright. First one was clean. Good piece of officiating. It's just one of those garbage kind of baskets. It stays down and can be pretty erect. That's one of those little small chains. You're in the way, big guy.
The all-time UMass shot blocker every 6.8 minutes. Oof.
That'll get those numbers up fast.
Only a junior, and he does so well inside when, in fact, at the next level, his best position may not be inside. As Wright misses the first, a 60% free throw shooter. UMass has been to the line 7 times. This is the first trip for Memphis, and it's a dry trip at that.
A big thing with Memphis, they've got to check out. They rely on terrific jumping ability, and that's why you can get offensive rebounds against them.
Oh, Canby takes right in and gets the nice touch. It is a 15-point UMass lead. I never thought I'd see Memphis go half a half with just 8 points. Mass is on an 8-0 run.
They don't give up open floor opportunities. Big thing for UMass. Takes away a lot of the offense of a running team.
Johnson, who lost the handle. Wright just let him have another shot at it. Tries to get Travieso in the air and gets the personal foul on Carmelo, his first.
NBA, Walt Frazier. Get him up, hang him out to dry, a little duck. Any kind of a play, and that's the one thing the coaches have said. They get the wrong guy with the call. It should be Travieso, but here's the penetration earlier. And if you see on the weak side, look at the ability to rebound. You saw Bright and then Dingle behind him. If that didn't go, they were in position to counter.
Calipari moved very quick in non-sneakers there when they briefly made the announcement that it was 3 on Padilla. But in fact, it's Travieso, and that's his second as well.
He doesn't need sneakers. He's got Gucci's.
That's right.
When he was a grad assistant, he had sneakers.
22nd timeout is now Padilla, Travieso, and Canby each have 2 fouls, Bill. So UMass going to have to go a little big. Rigoberto Nunez is going to come in the lineup for Calipari's team. Hoops here tonight. Kansas on the deuce tonight. Women's basketball, Friday night ladies hoops from all over the country. Starts tomorrow night. Colorado, number 13 in the country, taking on Kansas in the Big 8 action. 4 stars back on that KU team. Game will be in Lawrence at Allen Fieldhouse. If you don't have ESPN2 yet, contact your local cable company or satellite program provider and say, what's going on? If you were not a night owl for last week on the Deuce and ESPN, UMass won the Rainbow Classic in Hawaii. 3 good wins, double digits, but tough games, Bill.
And how about the Syracuse game? Wasn't it 1 at the half, and all of a sudden the pressure and the explosion got them going? Defensively, this is a terrific team. Now, Larry Finch, and in talking to Larry and his assistant, John Prince, he feels this team can get it done without shooting well. They play better defense. They're smarter with the basketball. There's John alongside Larry. And that's what's going to have to happen. They're going to have to guard until they get some good breakaway opportunities if they do show. If not, they're good at getting it inside. They must do that on most trips.
First made free throw for Memphis. First point for Mingo Johnson. The Mavs lead 14. Little trap. As you see Nunez, 44, new player in the lineup. Locates Canby. Allen in there scrapping, but Nunez comes away with the board for the Minutemen. Padilla resets.
And that's where they're very good. And just looking at some tape, Memphis forgets to identify. Check them out. 2-3 zone.
Padilla for Dante Bright. Draws the defense. Nunez hasn't scored all year. Still hasn't. And out of bounds off of Memphis.
Dr. Doom. Laying it on the young guy.
I was trying to get him up the schneid before it went in, Raph.
I'm sure Memphis is aware of that, may let him have those opportunities. This is where he's
slapped away and a foul on Mingo Johnson.
That's where he's tough, though. He can turn and see over people. Has the touch to shoot it or find someone.
People talk about the weakness of UMass. It's hard to talk about a weakness when a team's 10-0, ranked 1 in the country, playing the schedule they've had, and they point to the depth of this team. But it seems like these guys have that warrior mentality like Rowan Kellogg had last year as part of this team.
Well, what they have is good depth up front. And he being John Calipari, camouflages it nicely. And the sustaining power of the guards, I mean, amazing. We had the minutes up there. They're just on the floor constantly, and it doesn't matter. About both around 38 minutes a game.
Canby has 8. Memphis, 11 minutes, 9 points. When's the last time you saw that? Newsom misfires on a 3. Inside, Allen gets Memphis into double digits.
Solid kind of performer. A little over 3 rebounds a game.
Memphis extending the defense now as the lead's 14 for Mass.
So this is a working game for Memphis. There's not a lot of glitter or open floor opportunities. They got to be solid.
Still plenty of time. 20 on the shot clock as Padilla resets.
And Larry with the 2-3, maybe get a little comfort for his guys. Force the deep shot.
Nunez out to Padilla. Work it free for Dingle. Milton gets another block. First one that wasn't a goaltend. Bright keeps it alive. Canby has it stripped underneath. Good quick hands by Rodney Newsom.
And a nice pass by Dotson.
Nunez turns away Johnson. Big UMass unit on the floor now. Johnson got a step on Nunez, but Nunez recovered very well.
And also Wilson jammed it up on his drive.
Rodney Newsom drives it in. Canby another block.
Get it out. Nothing easy with the big guy looming.
Marcus Canby, a couple of blocks, 8 points. That's why he's a candidate to be a player of the year.
First, I figured I'd forgotten where I'd parked. And then I knew. I called my husband, the police, and Ken, my nationwide insurance agent.
Lily was upset. You don't get your car stolen every day.
2 days later, my car showed up.
Broken windows, scratches, I mean, nothing major.
It wasn't a pretty sight, but the check sure was. Ken got it to me the next day.
Helping someone. It's a good feeling.
Your nationwide agent is Mary Lou Gallego in West Seneca.
Because you want all movies, all the time.
the movie channel. A big hit that you may have missed? Or a classic that you want to see again? The movie channel. Just the way you want, without a break, without a cut. The movie channel. Because you love movies, the movie channel.
Saturday at 8, Dean Smith takes the Tar Heels north to battle Maryland in an ACC showdown. Then at 10, the Kansas State Wildcats look to take down the Cyclones in Manhattan in a Big 8 battle. North Carolina, Maryland at 8, Iowa State, Kansas State at 10. Saturday on ESPN.
Well, Mike Tirico, Chad Allen got a follow a moment ago because of this reason. You'll see he's in the frame there. Number 4 can be very active, reads and helps on the defense. And this is why their guards are so tough. I mean, they can gamble. They know they're going to get this kind of a support. Terrific position and reaction. But a big guy.
Canby gets a moment to relax as his team. It's a 9-point advantage in front court scoring and a 14-point lead overall. Quick trigger by Henderson, can't get it to go. Got the rebound though. Second try didn't go. They're right inside.
Using their bodies to collapse the defense. And you notice Henderson had a terrific look, didn't shoot the ball.
Mass lead by 12 if you're just hopping on. UMass opened up 9-0. They just beat the 10-second clock there. Now Memphis sags back.
And they have not fed them with turnovers to lead to easy baskets for Memphis. It's been a very stingy group with the ball. Good cut.
Dingle into the open area. The zone gets it to go.
That was impressive. The cut and then the bounce in traffic.
First goal of the night for Dingle. Right inside without Canby. They're trying to feed right. Didn't get it that time. Bright pushing with Dingle. Nunez weak side rebound. First point of the year.
That's why you run the floor. Dingle out of St. Raymond's with the easy soft touch. Enable it to be cleaned up.
Just saw the scores go by. Some highlights of those games coming up with Carl Ravitch and Digger Phelps at halftime. Good quick hands. Bright nearly forced a steal. Memphis able to recover. 15 left on the clock. Garner takes it to the rim. Second time tonight.
Not too bad, huh? They got control. That has been open for them, and then he can find some people.
Allen bumps Dingle as Daniel was trying to break the press with the dribble.
And Nunez sprinting over. Almost looked like a Carolina guy. Picked it up. His pal. John, known for recruiting for a number of years. And what's forgotten, because he is a good recruiter, is how sound they are. Defensively, and even on offense, they don't make a lot of mistakes. They don't feed you.
People always talk about Jim Calhoun and John Calipari in the same sentence, usually because of good teams in New England or because they don't play one another. But there are two coaches who recruit very well, and it really gets lost when you have good recruiting coaches, the XO ability of those coaches.
Well, I didn't have either identity, so I can't relate to either one. Well, they don't use one another's name in the same sentence.
No, I just thought I'd bring it up. I mean, you can't do a UMass game without mentioning, you know, they don't play Connecticut. That would be a wonderful game.
Well, Dana Dingle, a St. Raymond's kid, Father Charles Kavanaugh, the pastor, became a Monsignor there. Oh, really? Very impressive. You got to up your collections now. Gary DeCesar in that great program.
Well, New England's clamored for it, but I'll tell you what, you're going to wait a while to see UMass and UConn. You just get the feeling.
Well, you're getting like by town now. You're the scheduling.
No, I'm not. Just a regional observation. 16-point lead, largest of the first half. Man jumped out by 9, has been able to keep Memphis down, but Johnson has a 2, toe on the tape.
47 from Adip, both 2 and 3.
Break the pressing, 9 of the 10 seconds they had the chance to get it over in. And then promptly resetting. I mean, they're very comfortable either way. If they push it or they have to bring it out in half court.
They have not run the pick and roll at all. Little back screen to get him to the box.
Canby with 5 on the clock. Doubled.
Good play by Wright.
And it will go to Memphis. Nice defensive set by the Tigers.
Sure was. Lorenzen, just as Canby did earlier, stayed on the ground, let him release before he elevated.
Tyrone Weeks will come in for Enos Norville. Good first half minutes off the bench for Norville and Rigoberto Nunez, especially in a game of this kind of tempo.
With a stack set, trying to get Mingo another one.
Johnson got a step going left on Travieso. Nice spin to the left.
And what they did is they kept the post people active, so no sight on the penetration. And this is taking it on the chin and being resilient, something that's very helpful during NCAA play. So Memphis struggling, but yet hanging around.
12-point lead. How many games have you watched that the announcer says, get it under double digits before halftime? Feel a heck of a lot better when you're sitting in the locker room.
When you say it, it has some meaning.
Thanks. Padilla turned away. Shot clock down to 5. And it will have 5 seconds as UMass keeps the ball. Don't often see inbounds from the sideline.
And they all have plays out of it. Ball reversal, no, they don't need it.
I'd like to get a shot off here and a turnover.
Pretty good defensive set again by Memphis. And that'll get you back going, just as they said. If they're not playing well, they're playing hard and good defense. They're doing the right thing, but Wright just peeked the other way.
Mass gets it back with a 12-point lead. Moving up on 4 minutes in the first half here in Worcester. The Busch Atlantic 10 Conference USA Challenge. Mike Tirico, Bill Raftery at the Centrum in Worcester.
That's the first pick and roll there. Pick and stay and give him an ISO.
Canby eyeing down right. Gets to the line.
I don't know if they gave that to Newsom down under. You know, the thought occurred with Wright clearing out, the ball being thrown away. That's very unselfish. He was giving Henderson a chance to drive to the goal. Figured he posted up, he didn't give it to him, then the clear. But you always got to get vision on the ball.
James Newman, the junior out of Cincinnati, second-team junior college All-America, 25-year-old. Picked up the personal as Canby hits the free throw. Now 9 points for Marcus.
Well, why did you look at me when you went up a stage with age there?
25-year-old, you know.
Yeah, well, closest mate in the Navy.
The guy who looks closest to 25 in the building threw my eye first. Marcus has 10. The lead's 14.
Hey there! What's up? Oh, thanks for stopping, bud. I've been waiting out here forever. You just passed me. I'm out of gas. Your car is still running. Weird, huh? Very. It's in flames! I don't think so. But I love you, man.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
You're not getting the Bud Light.
Make it a Bud Light.
Where's the love, man?
My daughter used to think fish just came from the supermarket.
You know, my son used to wait for rainbows, but now we go looking for them.
I know they learn all about the world in school, but now we can show it to them.
Isn't it amazing how opening one door can open up so many others? Ford Explorer, because the world's too big to be left unexplored.
It's tough to describe a headache. You just want it gone. But now with Tylenol, 2 Advil work better on tough headache pain. There is Excedrin, but that's aspirin, and the ingredient in Tylenol, and caffeine. I don't want all that. I'll go with Advil.
Advil contains the #1 doctor-prescribed pain reliever in its class.
Nothing is proven to work better or last longer than Advil.
And now, introducing new Advil Gel Caplets. One more advance for Advil. Advanced medicine for pain.
Battle of unbeaten, 14-point lead for UMass over Memphis. Speaking of unbeaten, Herb Sendik's Miami of Ohio team off to a great start. They take on Ohio. 4 games on ESPN2 Saturday in Charlottesville for the first of the ACC doubleheader, and follow that up at 4 Eastern with Wake taking on Pat Kennedy's team, Florida State. Then UTEP and Fresno State from out west. So between ESPN2 and ESPN, 7 college basketball games on Saturday.
And you'll be watching every one of them. We're probably working a few.
Oh, actually a kickback, relaxing day, a little NFL, a lot of college hoop.
And Pat Kennedy with a nice win at Virginia.
Here, Memphis trying to stay close. Johnson misses. Nearly an over-the-back call.
And that was not a sign of weakness. That rebound by Tyrone Weeks. Good penetration, though. They found a seam there, both Gardner and Mingo Johnson.
Lead is 14 for UMass. Jumped out with the first 9, have been in good shape since. Padilla, the pass for Weeks. Fading away, and for a moment there, Dingle nearly got to it. But Memphis able to push with Garner.
Might be worth letting Gardner go a little bit on Padilla just to see you get him another one.
Hamby on the bench with 2 again. Bill, as Johnson hits his second. Long range, this one is 3.
Mingo, try.
He has 8 of the Memphis 22. The lead is 11.
Now he can go to the basket now because defensively you got to get up on him.
The Iron Men of Padilla and Travieso on the backcourt. Travieso fires. Carmelo in double digits as well. He and Canby lead the Minutemen with 10 apiece.
See if they can right some touches as well, even though they've been going to jumper. Now you see Travieso way up on him. He had to put it on the floor. He did not.
Good offensive rebound by Newman. Sets up Henderson for 2. He has 4.
What a talent.
Junior out of Memphis. I mean, the coaches say he has big moments. He is as good as he wants to be.
Fun to watch. McDonald's All-American, all the ability. They get the offensive foul. They give it to Weeks as he came across.
So Memphis take the ball the other way. Mass over the limit. Shooting free throws coming up. Carl Ravitch, Digger Phelps. The Delta Faucet halftime report. The news that our colleague Hank Goldberg broke down in Miami this afternoon. Don Shula, the winningest coach in NFL history, resigning. It'll be official tomorrow. KU in action on ESPN2. They'll have highlights in NC and NC State. Open up their ACC seasons. Highlights, scores, reaction. Coming up, the Delta Faucet halftime report. Johnson misfires. Good offensive rebound. And Johnson reloads. 3 Minutemen on the ball, and they were out of bounds.
Now that's getting after it, though. I mean, you love that as a coach. Just didn't get the right communication, but they valued that rebound. Exerting themselves to make sure they can come off with this, and right as you noted, with a very unselfish kickback to give Mingo another look.
End up with a shoulder on the baseline. Gardner to the rack. Score that one. Norville hitting it on the window. And now, Bill, a single-digit deficit for Memphis. They've chipped away enough to get it down to 9.
Taking the punch. And did you notice Padilla backing off? Gardner with the 2 fouls.
Garner has 6. Memphis has scored 11 of the last 15 points here. In our final 90 seconds, the Mass lead is 9.
Taking a punch, very important. Not playing their best and yet hanging.
You know, Bill, I wonder if Marcus Camby isn't feeling 100%. He sent down a lot here in this first half. Now, granted, he has 2 fouls also, so that may factor in. Norville traveled inside.
I think the 2, to be honest with you. We haven't heard anything about the health. And he does have a tendency to be overactive on occasion, try to block everything, gives you a good effort.
He's looked fine. You just think when you have a flu bug or a virus on the team that, you know, those things tend to spread, may weaken you a little bit, but I agree with you. First thought, the 2 is probably more important.
The Hawaiian trip, too, something that has to play into this thing. Look at you come up to the Fiesta Bowl. I had to wake it.
Tell me I struggled early. Henderson leans in, and Memphis, nice comeback. They are within 7 after trailing by 15 just a short time ago.
Asserting himself.
The press didn't shake him up, but after they pulled the press off, they're able to start working back here.
They found the way to score. I mean, that's as important as what you run. Tough shot.
Right, fading away to get it. Nunez chasing it down, able to keep it in. Shot clock turned off. Mass can hold for 1 if they so choose.
Well, John Calipari got through the half with Padilla with the 2 and Camby with the 2.
Switch on Padilla. The open man is Dingle. Finds Bright. Memphis will have a chance here with 5 seconds. Garner to the rack. Nice give from behind. The foul on Bright. And Memphis, with a couple of free throws, and they're not the greatest free throw shooting team in the world, they could get it to 5 at halftime.
Well, they haven't been able to get out on the break, and this is their game. Puts a little juice in their step. And there's one of the electrifying above-the-rim performers, along with Wilson, Wright, and Henderson. Just extraordinary in the open floor.
Dante Bright's first personal foul. So here goes Cedric Henderson. 63% his free throw percentage.
And Larry very composed as his team was taking a left and a right early, not able to score. Got some more touches on the box, then started some penetration, then got Mingo to light up a couple deep.
8 for Henderson. Mass has 3.2 to get one. It'll be Edgar from half court. Memphis was down 9-0 out of the gate. They score 15 of the last 19. And at the Busch Atlantic 10 Conference USA Challenge, we've got a pretty good game. Number 1 against number 3. Number 1 leads by 5. Now the Delta Faucet halftime report. Here's Digger and Carl.
Michael, thank you very much. 35-30 the score there. It looked as if this was going to be a blowout. Things changed.
Well, Marcus Camby gets a second foul, and you got to credit John Calipari. He leaves them in. You can see why, because of the respect that Calipari has for Memphis. Take out the big guy, Marcus Camby. Memphis is down 5. That's the difference.
Yeah, they kept him in. They increased their lead. The last 10 minutes there, last 5 minutes, he's on the bench, and Memphis comes right back in it. Don Shula is not coming back to Miami. He has confirmed through a report through a TV station in Miami that after 26 years as head coach of the Dolphins, he is out. Plenty more on SportsCenter following the second half of our game between Massachusetts and Memphis. When we come back on the Delta Faucet halftime report, plenty of college buckets to tell you about and the NBA. The first game from the Busch Atlantic 10 Conference USA Challenge and the night in the NBA. You stay with us. Art?
Wayne Winfield and Ron Williams were 2 of the most heavily recruited high school kids in the country. Of course, it wasn't for their game. It was for their minds. And thanks to the Navy College Fund and the Montgomery GI Bill, they have a chance to really use them because they can earn up to $30,000 for college. So, even if the NBA isn't in their future,
I guess that's game.
A BA is. For more information, call 1-800-USA-NAVY.
Anybody know McDonald's Big Mac song?
2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce.
Cheese.
Pickles, onions, and a sesame seed bun. Oh, my! 2 all beef patties, special sauce. Onion.
And a sesame seed bun.
2 all beef patties, special sauce.
2 all beef cheesies. Cheesy beefies.
2 all beef patties, special sauce. Cheese, pickles, onions, on a sesame seed bun.
I can do anything. Why can't I do this?
Have you had your Mac today?
My husband and I both work, but when there's a problem with the kids around the home, I'm usually the one to deal with it. But it's not just me they depend on. It's my income, too. If anything ever happened to me, State Farm can help make sure their future is secure. If you want to talk life insurance with somebody who knows what they're talking about and knows how to listen, talk to a State Farm agent. And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Introducing the $16,000 BMW. Presenting the $16,000 Lexus. Behold, the $16,000 Mercedes. To everyone who thought it was impossible to build an affordably priced luxury car, we have just one thing to say. Take a seat. The Nissan Altima. Now own an Altima for 0 down, 0 APR financing and no payments until April.
A late run by Memphis has closed the gap. The Minutemen are up by 5, and welcome everyone to the Delta Faucet halftime report. The first of 2 from the Big Ten USA Conference Challenge here on ESPN tonight featured Virginia Tech, a team that has impressed Digger and was impressive tonight against UNC Charlotte We check out the highlights from Worcester. Bill Foster looking to get win number 501. Travis Jackson finds Sean Smith. Back to Jackson. Give and go works beautifully. Meantime, the 49ers missed 18 of 25 shots in the first half. That's Bobby Coomer missing to 3. And then Roy Wells, an air ball. NC Charlotte down 8 at the half. Second half, it's all Hokies. Ace Custis, the steal all the way for the jam. And then Jim Jackson gets the pass, and he jams it himself. Virginia Tech wins going away 76-60. Custis, 15 points and 8 rebounds.
Charlotte, to me, will play a lot better at home, but Virginia Tech, a lot of balance. Tough to beat because they're so unselfish.
We move to North Carolina State. Jeff McInnes watching this one from the bench. First half, good sequence. Shamon Williams with the jam. And then Todd Fuller came back with a jam of his own. UNC up by 4 at the half. Second half, all Tar Heels. Dante Calabria for 3, and it goes 61-46, and then Vince Carter finishes it off.
Vince Carter, freshman, really solid, good player. The Carolina freshman really maturing now in the ACC tournament coming up soon, end of March. But when we look at it, Carolina playing without Jeff McInnes as point guard. You got to be impressed, Carl.
Talk about the young guys. Jamison, 26 points. A very impressive outing for North Carolina. East Tennessee State and Kansas. Roy Williams saying, you know what, fellas? Well, I'm not going to tell you this is going to be easy because then you won't try. They did try. Paul Pierce with a flush, 28-12. And then the rejection. And Jared Haas, he's going to drive in for 2, 41-16 at this point. And then Digger, they work the offensive glass. Paul Pierce doing the job.
Paul Pierce, solid freshman from Los Angeles, having a good year, starting off young. But as you look at Kansas, their strength is just stay at you. Much depth, good front line, great backcourt. And this is why Kansas, once they go on the road, that'll be the challenge to them, as we can see. Cornell last week. Now you take a look at Kansas over East Tennessee State. Not much going into conference play on the road in the Big 8.
Great freshman performance tonight out of Paul Pierce. He had 30, 108-73 the final. Indiana, Michigan State first half. The Spartans working high-low. Damian Bethea there. Brooks lays it up, and Brooks will end up laying it in. Spartans on a pretty pass go up early by 6. The Hoosiers hanging tough. They're down 7. Sharon Wilkerson lines up for 3. IU down 5, 16-11. And then Indiana gets sloppy. Wilkerson has the ball, has it stripped. Spartans go on a fast break. Thomas Kelly to Bethea, lays it up and in. Spartans by 7, 31-24. Second half, and this was going to frustrate Bobby Knight all season. IU turns it over again. Thomas Kelly gets it. He goes coast to coast. Little double clutch action here. Spartans win 65-60.
Well, we saw it last night. When you take a look, the road games are so important to win. But I think teams, as we saw last year, you end up 500 in the Big Ten. Since there's no post-conference season play, that's the way you get in that large to get into the NCAA tournament. Indiana's going to struggle on the road, as we saw, did Illinois, Michigan, and Iowa.
They're all losers. Elsewhere, New Mexico, 25, Air Force 16. This one, 2 minutes left to go in the first half. When we come back, we will take a look at the NBA. The night from the NBA, including Michael Jordan. The Bulls bounce back again with another win. Stay with us.
This halftime report is presented by Delta Faucet and your dependable Delta Plumbing professional. Together, they're the way water is brought to life.
When plumbers hit the road, they carry more than a truckload of faucets and pipes. They carry knowledge about products, like why the finishes and solid brass construction of Delta faucets are right for you. They carry knowledge about styles and knowledge about procedures and codes that tell you they're as committed to perfection as we at Delta are. In fact, there's only one thing as dependable as Delta faucets, and that's the plumber who installs them. Delta, the way water is brought to life.
Introducing the $16,000 BMW. Presenting the $16,000 Lexus. Behold, the $16,000 Mercedes. To everyone who thought it was impossible to build an affordably priced luxury car, we have just one thing to say. Take a seat. The Nissan Altima. Now own an Altima for 0 down, 0 APR financing and no payments until April.
Put on your helmet. Huh? Because this year, Bud Bowl's putting you in the game. Huh? You could win a Wilson football. Cool. Or even $1 million. Whoa. Hey, you. Who, me? Yeah. Look, it's first down, and one of these 6 plays will score. Knock it in there. Whoa. End around. That's easy.
Yeah, just got to get by us.
Pick up your $1 million play card where you buy Bud, Bud Light, and Bud Ice.
He's fine. Cupcake, I got 5 more plays. Give up.
Walk into any Office Depot, and 2 things are obvious. Thousands of brand-name office products and guaranteed low prices. But that's not all.
You can order by phone or fax and get guaranteed delivery next business day.
And for corporate clients who require a professional account executive, Office Depot's Business Services Division provides total business solutions nationwide.
Taking care of business. Office Depot, taking care of business for companies of every size, everywhere, every day.
College basketball season gets in full swing. The first big Monday, Ray Allen, number 7, Connecticut against Kerry Kittles and the 8th-ranked Villanova Wildcats. And then the Oklahoma State Cowboys hosting Big Scott Pollard and the 4th-ranked Kansas Jayhawks. A big Monday triple header presented by Bud Light. Villanova UConn, 7:30. Kansas OK State, 9:30. Then Fresno State visiting number 15 Utah. That one comes your way at midnight. Welcome back to the Delta Faucet Halftime Report, getting you back to the second half of Massachusetts and Memphis in just a bit. Now to check the NBA. Atlanta and Toronto. You talk about 2 teams going nowhere quick. However, they produce the best game of the night. Atlanta at home has been struggling. Toronto in its expansion season has been struggling as well. This one had to go to overtime in Atlanta, where they have been averaging a very slim number of people in the stands. They turn out tonight to watch the Oh, what a shot. Stacey Augmon, 78-75 Hawks. Less than 40 to go. It's a 1-point Raptor game. Stoudemire, Raptors up 90-87. 10 seconds to go. It's 92-89. Bud Webb, Steve Smith for 3. And we would go to overtime at 92 all. Bring in Mookie Blaylock. And they find him. Mookie from behind the stripe, and it goes. The longtime Hawk becomes a Raptor killer. The final score, Atlanta wins at 104-101 in the best game of the night. Elsewhere, the Suns over the T-Wolves at half, 46-43. The Bulls and Hornets, Michael, 27. The Bulls win again, 117-93. The Knicks come back after the Nets had a lead. The Knicks win at 105-93. Hubie Davis with 16. Elsewhere, the Sonics and Heat. The Sonics win 84-81. The Mavericks lose to the Bullets. The Bullets getting 27 out of Juwan Howard and Nate Ford, 112-100. The final score there. The NHL, Canadians and Isles in overtime, tied at 2. The Blues over the Blackhawks. They have played 40 minutes there. It is 2-0 in favor of St. Louis. And the Flyers and Avalanche. The Avalanche leading at 2-0 Sports Center after the second half. Complete details.
Save 10 to 40% right now at Sun during the annual January clearance. Kick off the new year with special reductions up to 40% on select TVs and VCRs, camcorders, home audio, appliances, computers, and more. Plus, get 12 months same as cash on any big screen TV or computer purchase from Sun. Shop now and don't miss your chance to save 10 to 40% during the annual January clearance at Sun.
Tired of hearing, "Don't try this at home, kids"? Now Nickelodeon and Wild and Crazy Kids are giving you your big chance. You can try this at home, or pretty close to home, when Wild and Crazy Kids comes to your town. Here's your chance to be a wild and crazy kid. Be a part of the action, the excitement, the mess. You may even get to meet your favorite Nickelodeon star. So listen up. Nickelodeon's Wild and Crazy Kids is coming soon.
Wild and Crazy Kids live January 13th, Shays Performing Arts Center.
Todd and Celia Unger began their voyage together nearly 40 years ago. Today, they embark on retirement as carefree as when they first set out. That's because for the past 20-some years, they've worked with a broker from Dean Witter.
Respect the power of a client's dream and help them achieve it.
At Dean Witter,
we measure success one investor at a time.
We're back on the Delta Faucet halftime report for the Atlantic 10 Busch Clash Challenge here, and Marcus Camby's getting it done. He's got 10, so does Travieso. It's a 5-point game.
Last year, I flew 250,000 miles. Most people would find that exhausting, but it's different for me. I don't have business in New York or LA. The trip itself is my business. And whether it's business travelers, or people who fly just once a year.
The captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt.
That flight is a big part of what makes a trip good or bad. And a good flight isn't the same for everybody. Some are looking to work. Some just want to relax. And some, they just want to get away. And knowing the difference, well, that comes with flying 250,000 miles and seeing 1,000 different faces.
Now's the perfect time to tackle new projects, but
ESPN's presentation of NCAA basketball is brought to you by Isuzu, makers of four-wheel drive.
1-against-2 in football this week was a blowout. For a moment, we thought 1-against-3 was going to be a blowout. UMass up 9-0 early, led by as many as 16 in the first half, but Bill Raftery back to a 5-point game at the intermission.
And when you think of Memphis, I mean, they were on the ropes, but good confidence. They had to make some adjustments against this UMass team. They weren't able to get the open court opportunities, took their best shot. Some of them in the open floor, set up by defense. Good control break team. They're not an up and down team, very much understanding what they want. The kick, Travieso with the long three, but the big fella, if he doesn't get it inside, can put it on the floor with feeling as it rattles around. And this is just solid basketball by Camby. They arrested him with the 2
fouls, so he sat down most of the end of the first half. He has 4 more points than Lorenzen Wright. Wright has no fouls, by the way. Keep that in mind as you watch the second half. But Memphis able to get back in it, Bill. It wasn't done with their full court pressure, but they were able to turn it around in a half court.
When they figured out exactly what had to be done. Larry got the ball inside a few times, then he started using dribble penetration. They occupied the post people. Mingo able to turn the corner and finish.
First half stats, you start looking down. Other than the 8-point UMass advantage at the free throw line, relatively even the first half numbers. Mass in the white, Memphis in the blue. The Tigers start the second half with the ball. Starting 5 back on the floor for both teams. Mingo Johnson, Cedric Henderson. Misfires. Canby up for the rebound and the foul. No, he traveled.
Yeah, he hopped on the pivot foot. And a good call, too. He knew right away. Henderson starting to look for himself a little bit. Good look there. Finished the half with a flourish.
8th Mass turnover. Memphis 6 thus far. Mentioned Mass jumped out 9-0, up 16 about midway through the half, but Memphis stayed very patient. Nice step by Mingo Johnson. Pass Canby as well. Johnson has 10. The lead is 3.
And taking it in and just extending himself beautifully. Not concerned about Canby.
Padilla and Travieso, the Iron Man backcourt, both with 2 fouls. Dingle has 4 points. They double Canby momentarily. Marcus across the lane. Wilson maybe got a piece there.
It was a piece. I thought it was goaltending.
Johnson a right running the floor.
Amazing ability. And then a little of the shoot, boom, as he struts back. Long way to go, Lorenzen.
12-0 run.
Off the shot block. Keys both teams breaks.
1-point lead. 1-on-1. Canby on right. Right with the bump.
And what he was trying to do, turn him to the middle where Wilson could help out. I mean, good try, just could not get there.
We mentioned earlier, Wright not in foul trouble, just his first. Canby with 2. Just some momentary confusion on who the foul was on, whether it's on 45, Cedric Henderson, or 55, Lorenzen Wright, and it was Wright.
Good pump fake. And a charge. Oh!
Number 3 on Canby.
Did you see who was in the back? The elevator man. Cobb at Marquette was Al McGuire's elevator man. But impressive. Get it out.
Billy, his head almost hits the rim when he gets up under there. My goodness.
And I think he's only 6'5", 6'5 and a half. Like Rick Cobb.
Garner to right, charge back the other way. Gutsy move there by Camby with 3 fouls. Stuck in there and drew the offensive foul.
I usually block shots, but during the course of his career, willing to take a hit, and that stops or diffuses the opportunity.
Second foul on Chris Garner. Mass the lead and the ball, but the lead is just 1. See Bright just kind of telling Padilla, hey, don't get caught up in their double there. After you got across half court, settle down.
And Lorenzo being much more physical. He also knows he's got his partner back there to help, Wilson.
Jump step dingle, piece of it by Michael Wilson. The leaping ability of Wilson, whose vertical leap is over 50 inches, which sounds unhuman, but it's true. Johnson for the lead, no good. Right the rebound.
And what a nice job by Wright, almost flicked it back.
Padilla, the opportunity break, turned away by those quick Memphis feet. And the quick hands of Wilson also got a piece of flesh.
Say now, right now, Padilla and Gardner. Love the little guys going toe-to-toe, a little whoop here and there. 2 competitors.
As you see, Mass, it's been a long run without a point spanning the first half and the second half, and this is what UMass has done to most of the teams they've played this year. Had a significant run in almost every game they've played this year. 10-0, great start. Bright can't end the 12-0 run, and Memphis has another chance at the lead.
And right now, getting a little too deep, maybe some screen down jump shots because the defense has been extraordinary around the 10.
Chris Garner, the junior out of Memphis, a Memphis-laden team. 4 starters from Memphis. All but a couple of players on Larry Finch's team call Memphis home. Johnson and Travieso one-on-one here. Wright working away from Camby, got inside position, and the Tigers down 16 at 1 point. Now have a 1-point lead.
Great footwork as he turned them around and a good read on the dump down.
14 straight points spanning late first, early second half for Larry Finch's Memphis Tigers. 8-0, ranked 3rd in the country. Camby tries to get the lead back and does.
Not a bad call by John Calipari. Get into the big guy. Not much help on that particular play.
Look out. Travel. Great job by Dante Bright, Bill.
Well, their press has been electrifying the last 2 games. Early in this game, got him a spurt. Not a bad little ploy now. Not playing as well as they did early. Going back to it.
They force 18 turnovers per game. Today, they've forced 8 turnovers by the Tigers.
Here's the little pick and stay. Gives them an ISO.
Camby one-on-one.
And they only did it once in the first half.
Love watching him play. The shoulders, the dribble, the pull-up.
That's why he's going to be the perfect forward in the NBA.
Johnson yo-yos Travieso, gets physical with him. They try to call timeout. Memphis didn't get the timeout first. Alternate possession belongs to UMass.
Not a bad guard himself. Has a lot of respect for his backcourt guys. And even there, when you lose your footing, Mingo Johnson will learn enough to try and get the timeout.
The sellout crowd, 13,557. What a great idea this event is. Sold out last year in St. Louis, where Mass beat St. Louis. First loss for the Billikens at the Kiel Center. Then it was the Atlantic 10 Great Midwest. Now the Bush Atlantic 10 Conference USA Challenge. Padilla barely draws 10 on the 3, but good hustle keeps it with the Minutemen.
Right, with the hand in there. A little bit like the ACC Big East Challenge. I mean, that was something.
I loved that.
Oh, I did too. Everybody loved it, but a couple of coaches.
The coaches, right? A lot tougher, though, with these bigger conferences when you're playing 16, 18 conference games to do these non-conference get-togethers. Quick hands of Garner.
I think he got a foul, too. Let's see, yeah. A little reach in, but that's what you want your guards to be. Attentive. He got number 3 on the scrape.
UMass has been a dry few minutes, but they still have a 3-point lead over the Tigers of Memphis.
not lost.
There's no place on earth that I'd rather be than out in the open where it's all plain to see. If it's gonna get done, it's up to you and to me, and there's no place that I'd rather be. Come on along and head for the mountains of Bushmere. Head for the mountains, it's cold and it's smooth, and it's waiting for you. Come on, head for the mountains of Bushmere.
Get it!
Isn't it just like Delta
Let's make it really cool.
to design a faucet that's at both the height of style and practicality? Delta, the way water is brought to life.
In Worcester, number 1 leads number 3 by 3.
And my good coordination here by number 3. Number 55, Wright, is denied on the high side. And right here, now the ball is reversed. Great denial. He spins, locks, and now begs for the ball. The nice lead to the goal makes it an extraordinary little play. It leads to a little hopscotch. He wants to strut it out.
Lorenzen Wright, he's just a sophomore and very polished for a second-year player, averaging 17.5 a game, 10 of the Memphis 36. Mass ball, full shot clock after the timeout. An official timeout.
Pick and roll, he did it the other side.
Oh, nice look by Padilla for Dingle, who lost it on the way up and still able to draw the foul. I don't know if he lost it or he's trying to make a head fake there, Bill.
Larry changed the look. I think he got a little bumped him. Right here, they ran out on Camby, which left underneath Dingle the easy opportunity. So a nice little wrinkle defensively, a good club's counter, and that's what UMass did.
See the scores and scores of today. Highlights coming up in an hour or so on SportsCenter immediately following this game here on ESPN. Scores at 10:30 and 50 every hour, every night during all the great games of winter here as college hoops kicks in. One more for Dingle.
Hate to keep Digger up this late. He's not used to these hours.
Well past his bedtime.
Well, for this, he'd stay up, though. Little trap on the inbounds.
Broken nicely right over midcourt. Looks for one of the little guys, and Padilla trying to deny Garner the ball back. Memphis that lead just for a brief moment. Mass right back to a 5-point ball.
And there's the high-low. That's how they got right the ball earlier.
Oh, the leaping ability of Wilson so high up.
Not a bad leaper either. You got to shoot it when you leap, though. It's just not getting up there.
Mass +5 in the ball. Travieso watched by Johnson.
Dingle can do some damage because Wilson is looking for Camby. He's looking to block his shot. Dingle can cut and get himself in position.
See the shot clock out of the double. There's somebody open. Travieso. Good quick hands by Johnson. 2-on-1 with Garner. And the trailer's Henderson.
One of the climaxes, and they got a couple. Wilson, right, to name a few.
They're pressing while Camby had to tie his shoe. And the turnover, right, Henderson again. Right, the rebound, and one.
Now he has shown speed, a presence, getting to the goal there. Most guys wouldn't expect Henderson to miss. But coming up with the loose ball, the pass, and keep on going. Gets himself in position for the three. Just they're a little bit of pressure now, causing UMass some problems. There's that deflection you mentioned. And right away, you take off when you deflect. Finish strong. Cedric.
Wright looks to complete the conventional three-point play. He has 13, averages 17. Wright has really come to play. Quick 5 by the Tigers. Tied at 41. Dingle forces it deep to Bright. Dante Bright on the baseline. He has 8, averages 15 a game. Mass back up 2. Henderson, Rodney Newsom, instant offense off the bench. That's 3 for Mingo Johnson. Dingle able to survive, kicked out of bounds off a Memphis foot.
And right over Canby. Great elevation without fouling.
Canby still having problems with that right sneaker. A second shot at getting it tied. Not the same tattoo as Ace Custis of Virginia Tech in our first game. If you weren't with us, Virginia Tech beat North Carolina Charlotte 76-60. Custis had 15. 4 Hokies in double figures, the 18th ranked team in the country. Travieso for 3. Nothing but blue under the basket. Newsom, long 3. Again, Wright kept it alive. What a move by Wilson, so smooth. His first 2, once again, were tied.
Same play as before, Wright able to get up without body contact.
Odd moment there. A couple of the Memphis players thought that Padilla had the ball in bounds already. 7 minutes gone by. Good even pacing here to the start of the second half. Quick beat by Wright, denies Canby. Wright is playing inspired ball. 12th turnover by the Minutemen.
He stayed off, didn't give him body contact. Here's a quick hitter. Relax.
Larry Finch is saying.
Well, I'm trying to help you, Larry.
20-second timeout for John Calipari and UMass. A little bit out of sync on offense after it was 41-36 pressure, a couple of turnovers, a couple of dry trips for UMass.
Good teams play defense, don't they? And Wright stepping up.
We mentioned the Memphis factor on Larry Finch's team in his 10th year as the head coach, 17 years there. Talk about the homegrown talent, including Larry's son, who brought number 21 out once again to wearing the number Dad wore in the 70s.
First time since then. Number 21, and there's a few more. Well, it doesn't take. Lou Conosecca used to need a token to recruit.
Subways in the city,
that's all.
Right?
And Larry could just sort of skirt around town. A couple of bucks of gas, and you got yourself a darn good program.
Really, a game I love to watch every year comes up 2 weeks from tonight here on ESPN at 9:30 Eastern. Arkansas, Memphis, because Arkansas always has so many of those Memphis kids on their team, and it's a recruiting type battle. It's kind of like Auburn, Alabama, full of football feel to it, and a wonderfully athletic game. And that's coming up 2 weeks from tonight on ESPN. That game's at the Pyramid in Memphis.
40 minutes of action.
Oh, boy, do they get up and down. Both of these teams can get it up and down the floor and also play half court. We've seen both tonight. Boy, they are in no sort of offense as the clock ran down. Thus the force that was off the mark by Travieso, but the save by Canby.
And Nunez made it happen. He does play inspired.
Rigoberto Nunez, 44, scored his first points of the season, nearly traveled there. Had those initial points of the campaign in the half. On the low box, the up fake. He'll go to the line.
Plays with enthusiasm. He had a shot block the other night, and you thought it was the winning basket in the NCAA. But right here, the high-low look, and this is where Canby is awesome. The ability to find people, and Nunez respecting Wilson, as we all would, showing intelligence, drifting away.
That pass had some mustard on it, too. What a good look.
Pretty good catch.
Rigoberto Nunez, 3 years a walk-on, earned a scholarship for his final campaign in Amherst. Senior out of Lawrence, Massachusetts. That was his first free throw attempt of the season. His cousin is the great pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays, Juan Guzman. Guzman didn't have a great year, but he's still a great pitcher.
That's a good relation, though.
Official timeout. Minutemen by
1. State Farm presents the rules of the game.
In college basketball, when a player commits 5 personal fouls, he's disqualified from the game. Does a technical foul count as one of the 5?
Being a parent is all about being there, whether it's a homecoming game or something as important as a college education. State Farm understands that. That's why State Farm Life Insurance makes sense. It's It's a smart way to help secure your children's future if something ever happened to you. See your State Farm agent for life insurance that's right for your family. It'll help make sure that all your dreams will be protected, like helping your children realize theirs.
State Farm understands life.
Today we're talking about technical fouls. The rule states that all fouls for unsportsmanlike conduct count toward a player's 5 fouls for disqualification.
Rules of the Game has been brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We're not lost.
It's about an hour away from the UMass campus in Amherst, Worcester, Massachusetts, the centrum for tonight's game. Triple header, go to Austin College Park in Manhattan. On Saturday, Rice in Texas, the Southwest Conference. Tar Heels won tonight over NC State. They'll play Maryland. And then Iowa State taking on K-State. Triple dip for you and 4 games on the deuce. Great Saturday of hoops coming up in 2 days on ESPN. Mike Tirico, Bill Raftery, Centrum in Worcester, Mass, the Bush Atlantic 10 Conference USA Challenge. UMass has been more giving of the ball than normal, allowing Memphis to erase a 16-point deficit.
That's sort of a tribute to their defense. Nice post pass.
Newsom on the block, tough inside, second chance. Third chance as a UMass player's injured. Fourth chance finally goes. Dingle took a shot in the face, and Mass was playing 5-on-4, and Memphis made him pay.
Forwards have to help. Bright right in the game as Dingle goes out with that scrape across the face. But a presence has to be there. You might see Weeks coming up. You need a little more body to keep these high risers away from the goal.
Nunez also sits down, so it's Padilla, Travieso, the starting backcourt, with Bright and Canby up front, Tyrone Weeks in for Dana Dingle. After the made baskets, while he can run the baseline, Memphis has a 1-point lead. Canby left alone. Time tonight, he shows he can hit that shot, a complete repertoire.
Wright stayed in the box waiting for him. You got to come out and play him. Not good D.
Marcus averages nearly 18. He has 16 with about 11 minutes to go. Newsom knocks down 3. Instant offense off the bench. Rodney Newsom, the senior's first points of the night. Gives Memphis their second lead.
Not paying attention to the scouting reports, are they? They may have a 5-second violation.
Wright nearly lost the handle. Padilla pressured as well. Still time to get it over. Weeks chooses to reset. Travieso completes the reset. Set play for Mass. Padilla, the point guard. The lob for Canby. And it goes to Memphis. This is a very tough team to throw that lob pass against.
It's difficult because of their ability to spring. Here's a back screen. They usually curl them to the box if it's not there. This time, almost the ability to convert, but the size factor and a little bump and a clean play, too.
Rarely do games live up to pregame hype, and this has. The one-on-one battle has been entertaining and significant in what's happened in the game. And the contributors have played up to their normal as well. Mingo Johnson got the bump, didn't get the shot. Canby leaning over Newsom. Canby wants the foul on Newsom. The Memphis bench wants Canby over the back.
He was held back, and good aggressive play. Officials letting him go after it. Big thing with Newsom, he shoots 48 from 3 and 45 from 2. Now they're trying to put him down there with Travieso. Here's a double for him.
Springs free. Couldn't hit from the near side, hit from the far side before. A third offensive trip now. Bill, Memphis getting multiple chances on their possessions as we're inside 10 minutes.
And nice composure by Cedric Henderson, too. And they still look for Newsom Lose him down low.
Trying to post up Travieso, take advantage of 4 inches. Wilson, Johnson open 3. Over the back on Lorenzen Wright.
Now, I like that rebound. That's the same. That's the 3rd time he's done it. I didn't think there was any contact at all. That's an extraordinary talent. He gets number 3.
And Bill, Memphis over the or at the limit right now, so it's a 1-and-1 where UMass has only 2 team fouls here in the second half. So Calipari's team will shoot free throws a good chunk of this half.
And here's the rebound. We don't. Then I just like that. I mean, the contact after the snare. Let him play. Magnificent around the cylinder. Let it go.
1-and-1. Canby, 67% free throw shooter. Gets the opportunity for the next. His favorite players, Akeem Olajuwon. Not a bad favorite player to have, huh?
Not a bad start. Of course, those big guys do stick together. He'll get his chance. Oh, and this is a quick. Who do they give it to? Dingle.
Dingle did not give Wright through him. I think most of the crowd thought it would be the elbow on Wright, and now they realize it's the ding on Dingle.
Well, that's what if they don't call the foul on the initial body rub, you got to let it go. That would have been an offensive foul.
First on Dingle, 3rd on the team. Memphis by 1 with the ball. The great leaper, Michael Wilson. Henderson, jump step trap.
Now that was a well-designed play, other than the net result. I mean, Memphis, good use, screens, dribble. Unfortunately, Henderson with the jump stop stepped again.
Tough defensive spot because, as it goes out of bounds, Nash couldn't run the baseline. It wasn't a made hoop, and Memphis kind of extended the defense a little bit there.
And now, right now, good spot to run a little trap here. Well, they're not really ready for it. They do a 3/4 number.
Off ahead for Dingle, who had to chase it down. There's 14 on the shot clock. Not a lot of spacing for that pass, but the cut by Bright. Again, a nice pass by Canby. Garner pushing for Memphis. Chris Garner all the way, 3rd time tonight.
Oh, what a blow-by crossover. Timmy Hardaway, watch out. That'll make you pick up some leftovers, huh?
The kid who went to the same high school as Anthony Hardaway has scored 8. This is the largest lead for Memphis by 3. Canby quick turnaround. Didn't get a chance to square himself up. Back comes Garner and the Tigers 3-on-2. Henderson almost got in Garner's way, but they have helped give him space.
Oh, backcourt. Yeah, he had control. He knew right away. And you may have seen Travieso a little fatigued trying to catch up with Gardner. It's got to show on trips. Now, this is a type of game where each trip you have to defend and play good offense. And now fatigue at the guard spot, a major dilemma for John Calipari, I think. There'll be no backing up by the Memphis guards.
In case you're wondering, Mass does have another guard on their roster who they're comfortable with. But they think they'll get Charlton Clark back, Bill, in a week or so, or a couple of weeks after his foot injury. And he will play if his health comes back.
More than comfortable. They really think a lot of him. Power!
Marcus Canby has 19. UMass within 1. They did lead 9-0 later on by 16 points. But Memphis, like the ice on the windshields here in the Northeast today, chipped away, got the lead, and now the crowd, the sellout crowd in Worcester, trying to urge the Minutemen back. Johnson tries to quiet them. Canby lets him cheer some more.
Can't beat that kind of shot, though.
Johnson is 4 of 16 shooting tonight. Wright and Canby, great battle. Upper left of your screen, 55 in blue, 21 in white.
And they're trying to ISO for him.
Wilson back in, giving Dingle the outside shot. Shot clock, you can see, down to 5. Edgar, the kick out, Travieso, for 3.
So much for my fatigue theory. Drive and draw. A coach's delight.
Travieso of 13, Canby 19. The Minutemen lead by 2. 6.5 left. Number 1 on top of number 3. Deny the entry.
Good job. You're right by Padilla.
Shot clock approaching 10. Memphis looking for the 20. They don't see it. Great block by Canby. Great atmosphere here in Worcester. Garner says, come on, bring it on, Edgar. Canby.
Oh. All Americans get that kind of roll, but even there, Wright does not want to come out and play him. He came late. Momentum carried him forward. Memphis goes for a 20.
7-0 run for the Minutemen.
So much for the neutral site theory.
Larry Finch didn't want to come up here anyway because of the weather, right?
Yeah, 17-hour trip, but there's the big fella. Wright's had the better of it the last few minutes, but Canby with the shot block, and this is when Wright got out there late, and all of a sudden able to elevate, and with some touch, we saw one in the first half, a rattler, cradle, and secure.
You pointed out earlier, Billy, he maybe suckered him into that one because earlier he was laying back and waiting, and now you look, Canby the better of the point total here, playing with the 2 fouls throughout the second half.
But Wright, sort of a renewed offense and defensive play, getting him involved, and Canby out, you should go to Wright, get him involved.
The next dead ball will be an official timeout, so Calipari trying to buy about 4 or 5 minutes of oxygen for his big fella. Off the miss, an energized Travieso the rebound.
And Wilson isn't shooting that shot. He's just throwing it up, and he's not waiting.
Yeah, John just says, hey, let's get the timeout now. A little momentum. Canby will check back in after the official timeout. The Minutemen, number 1, leads number 3 by 4.
These days, it's hip to Cocoon with Music Choice, the music service that comes into your stereo through cable. Music Choice induces unusual side effects, increased interfacing between couples, nuclear families communing peacefully. Conclusion 1, 30 choices of digital quality music is a source of joy. Conclusion 2, Music Choice is commercial free. So get wild and have fun with Music Choice, cable for your stereo.
Tired of hearing, don't try this at home, kids? Now Nickelodeon and Wild and Crazy Kids are giving you your big chance. You can try this at home, or pretty close to home, when Wild and Crazy Kids comes to your town. Here's your chance to be a wild and crazy kid. Be a part of the action, the excitement, the mess. You may even get to meet your favorite Nickelodeon star. So listen up. Nickelodeon's Wild and Crazy Kids is coming soon.
Wild and Crazy Kids live, January 13th, Shays Performing Arts Center.
NCAA and its members provide the tools to help student athletes meet the challenges of life beyond the playing field through the Champs Life Skills Program. The Champs Life Skills Program, preparing the whole person.
Coming up on SportsCenter, the latest on Don Shula, who may have seen his last game in Miami. Rodman and the Bulls try to worm out a win at the Hive, while Northwestern and UCLA make their coaching decisions. Gary Miller and Steve Levy after the game.
Gary Miller and Steve Levy will have SportsCenter after our 5:24 or maybe overtime. Mass leads by 4. Reminder, Steve will be with you for National Hockey Night on Sunday at the United Center. The Stars against Jeremy Roenick and the Chicago Blackhawks. Eddie Belfour named the Western Conference starting goalie for the All-Star game, which is up this way at the Fleet Center in Boston. National Hockey Night Sunday night after the football and after prime time. Some pucks on ESPN. 4-point lead. Henderson nearly forcing the turnover. No backcourt because it deflected off Henderson. Nearly a double dribble call.
I thought it was. I thought it should have been. Memphis had a chance. Canby got a break. They didn't go to right. Now push off by Canby.
His fourth. The shot clock was running down, and you look at that play that happened out here at midcourt. It helped throw off the timing.
That is an easy call for the officials. They were down to 5, you can see, and that's something when you know and been around as long as he has. You've got 3. You've got to be very careful. Isn't worth it. They had good weak side help there.
That's the bad news for Nash. The good news, that's only their 4th team foul, so they've got some room. Memphis, 5 dry trips. They've used their last 5 shots. Lorenzen Wright changes that 15 to the super sophomore.
And Larry's the one that made the call. The players didn't know for Wright when Camby was out. He made sure. Little duck to the box. Take advantage of the foul situation.
Great one-on-one battle woven into the fabric of a very competitive, relatively low-scoring game. These two teams that you know for, place them deep. Right inside, goes to the line.
James Bruiser Flint, the UMass longtime assistant, he just how tough his guys are. The guards, everybody forgets the bookends, Dingle and Bright. The activity just to get free there by Dante Bright helps them get to the line. I mean, they all know how to put you away.
The 2 seniors, Bright and Dingle. Bright averages 15 points, a solid scoring threat, even more so. Dante misses the first, a 80% free throw shooter. 3 of 6 on the line tonight. Now 4 of 7. 9 points for Bright. 3-point lead for the Minutemen.
Go. Now they got Allen in. Let's see if they alternate. Allen down can be play now. Let's see if they go to Allen. They're going to keep going to Wright with Dingle on him.
Chad Allen's number 4. Backing in, Camby. Allen inside.
Well, a little NBA. Right him.
Some guts for a guy who took 1 shot in the first half to the flow of this game.
Had a big game against Purdue. You know he can do it.
1 point. UMass lead with the ball. As you see, we're now inside of 4 minutes. Each possession more valuable.
Allen looking to help on Camby. Dingle could maybe spring to the foul line. Now he starts there.
Shot clock closing in on 10. Nice entry by Bright. Saved by Travieso. Reset with Padilla.
Is this March, by the way?
Feels it, doesn't it?
Great atmosphere.
Camby fading. Over the back on Cedric Henderson.
I think you got it.
His third. It's 1-1 for UMass at the free throw line. Pretty good in these days of college basketball. Free throw shooting team, 71%, shooting 80 tonight, 16 of 20.
And Dingle around 65. It's how you shoot them late that counts.
Danish made all 4 of his at the line tonight. 1-1.
What a save. Right.
Right to Travieso. 3 minutes left. Number 1 UMass leads number 3 Memphis by 1. Mike Tirico, Bill Rafter, Centrum in Worcester. Travieso. Dingle. And a foul before Memphis could get the tie-up.
Now everybody had a right to that rebound. Great aggressive play by Dingle. That was a flare screen for this jump shot. Now this is up for grabs, but when they do bounce long, the advantage obviously goes to the shooting team. But Dingle contributing, as he always does, in little ways. I mean, he just understands how to bail his guys out at critical times.
Michael Wilson going to come back in for Memphis after Chad Allen gave Larry Finch's team some good defense and a big hoop.
And they were confident enough to call his number as well.
Dingle back to the line. And obviously the 10th foul means 2 free throws. And again, this will help UMass immeasurably down the stretch. They have only 4 team fouls here, second half. Dingle misses both, and UMass has missed its last 4. 1-point lead, 2:48 till Sports Center here on ESPN.
Now, Canby with Wilson, so they may just ride right. I would with Dingle. Tough matchup down there for Dana.
Newsom back in, good outside shooter. You got to respect him outside. Wilson hands to Johnson.
Right, a little impatient as he came outside.
Garner to the rack again. Chris Garner.
And Wilson just moved out a little to bring Canby with him. Open up that lane. Well, that's number 3 down the lane at least, right? This one?
Yep.
Made 3.
Mass down 1. They led by as many as 16 earlier. Bright for 3. Don't expect it, huh?
Step it up.
Garner all the way across. Mingo. Wild 3. And the foul on the way up.
On Dingle.
Not on Marcus. And Marcus making sure that he pointed to Dana Dingle.
And he let Calipari know right away. He didn't want him to have any heart problems. I'm saying it's on Dana, not me. Coach, relax.
What he's done here, 7th year here, 168 wins.
Gardner really can get by people, can he? Explosive. That time going headsy play going all the way through and out.
We mentioned they were under the 7-team foul limit, but in the act of shooting, so 2 free throws here.
And Wilson really struggling this year. Amazing. 74% last year.
Yep.
Down around 30 this year.
2 of 8. You get to see 6 unbeatens. There will be 5 in a couple of minutes.
There you go, Michael.
Makes 1 of the 2. He has 5. Official timeout. 104 seconds left. A 1-point game.
Once upon a time, 3 girls went to Rocksteady for a pickup game.
We got next.
Lisa is the center of U.S. women's basketball team. Cheryl's a forward. Dawn is a point guard.
Shoot that, Cheryl. Take the jump, Lisa. We'll take the game. Okay, got next. Yeah, that's the next one. He can't shoot either.
And this isn't a fairy tale, so they didn't beat every guy, but they beat enough to say basketball is basketball, athletes are athletes.
When plumbers hit the road, they carry more than a truckload of faucets and pipes. They carry knowledge about products, like why the finishes and solid brass construction of Delta faucets are right for you. They carry knowledge about styles and knowledge about procedures and codes that tell you they're as committed to perfection as we at Delta are. In fact, there's only one thing as dependable as Delta faucets, and that's the plumber who installs them. Delta, the way water is brought to life.
We're not lost.
Taking your act on the road? With Connect First from Northwest Airlines, you get treated like a king for the price of coach.
You pay coach. You sit in first class. Only on Northwest, baby.
Doesn't get any better than Big Monday, presented by Bud Light. The season premiere of Big Monday coming up Monday night. Villanova, UConn in stores on the UConn campus. Kansas at Oklahoma State, and Fresno State at Utah. 4 of the top 15 coming up on Monday night. The Busch Atlantic 10 Conference USA Challenge is a 1-point lead for number 1 UMass. Canby, the only player who's out after the next foul. The possession arrow pointing to Memphis. Mass 2 full timeouts. Memphis 3. Neither team has their 20. Padilla helps break the pressure, and Mass will go half court. On Dingle.
Nice play by Wilson. Dana over celebrating and then the kick, and they were ready to run their stuff. And Canby, they have a nice job with one another, don't they?
Yo.
They're good communication. Canby saying relax. There's Sports Center coming up.
Chris Mortensen has more on the Don Shula resignation story. New coach for UCLA football. We know it's not Garrett Barnett. We'll tell you who it is. All the highlights of the night. But first, a great finish for 1 and 3. Garner all the way. Johnson, nice ball fake. Gets inside and scores!
Using the rim to negate Canby.
Memphis leads number 1 by 1 with 68 seconds left. Right to the rack for 2.
And nobody stepped over. Beautiful read. Experience. He stepped up at the 3 and into the 10.
Pass by 1. Final minute of regulation.
They've been doing a lot off the dribble.
In the hands of the guards. Wilson lost the ball.
Good defense by Memphis right now. Don't have to foul.
8-second differential with the shot clock. Garner went for the ball. Padilla trying to keep it away, and then Garner commits the personal foul. His fourth 2 free throws for UMass.
And the coaches are just pointing up why you're doing a 9-second differential. But if you're going to do the foul early, that gives them a chance to ride out the sequence.
Calipari trying to sneak a quickie timeout, but it was not a foul-out situation. A couple of moments ago, Memphis taking the lead.
Just beautiful penetration, the confidence, the go to the goal, strong by Mingo Johnson.
78% shooter, Edgar Padilla. Only 3 points tonight, but he's played most every minute, despite not practicing all week because of a stomach virus. Timeout called by Memphis. Mass by 2 and a free throw when you come back.
Whopper, 99 cents. Get your burger's worth.
Yeah, you've seen it all. Done it all. Pretty much got it all figured out. But have you got what it takes to be a mountain man? All it takes are the 2 cool beers of the Mountain Man. Smooth Busch beer, easy drinking Busch Light. So, be a mountain man. All you gotta do is head for the mountains.
ESPN's presentation of NCAA basketball is brought to you by Smooth Busch Beer and Easy Drinking Busch Light. And by Volvo. Volvo reminds you to drive safely.
Season of great matchups. From a ranking standpoint, we may not get any better all year, even in the tournament, in number 1 against number 3. Mass has a 2-point lead. Each team 2 timeouts. Bill, what do you do after Padilla's free throw if you're Memphis?
I think you extend the game. Go for the deuce, then give the quick foul. You got plenty of time. Use the timeouts, but also the NBA experience. Extend it. You shoot the 3 and don't make it. Mass gets the rebound. They can lock the game up on you. So just push, get it inside, let Wright get a touch or dribble, penetrate to the goal, and then quickly give one.
Memphis has the possession arrow and those 2 timeouts, down 3. Mingo Johnson.
See, I don't know why. It's really not the kind of a play. It's 15. They wasted 15.
Yep.
Go to the goal, get the deuce, give the foul. Now you're talking about clock and situation. Maybe UMass misses one. Maybe they miss both. All of those things are taken out of your hands a little bit now. Now you give the foul. All of a sudden, it's 64-59. You have to go for the three.
Larry's
it's still a two-trip game.
The deep one here. You see the score, by the way, from our first game of our doubleheader, and Pac-10 action that started tonight. Those highlights are coming up on SportsCenter.
A tough situation when you do that pick and roll for the three that late. And then now what they have to do is they have to stop the clock quickly. And, you know, not too many options. They'll keep the ball in the good shooter's hands. We saw Padilla at 78%. Travieso, Camby, 63-67.
Bill, we both love the Big East, where you coach, and I grew up watching hoops, the ACC, the Big Ten, the great conferences. These conferences not known to the fan as quickly off the top of your head, but great conferences.
Oh, this one, Mike Slides got himself up there. There's Rex Larger out there as the associate commissioner. Got to give it. Nice play by Camby with the catch and the giveaway. 2 ticks off the clock.
Memphis nearly coming up with the turnover. That's Wilson's 4th foul. And Memphis has been in the 2-shot foul situation for quite some time.
You know, this is a spillover effect for your team as the year progresses, and then at tournament time, and what to do in these key situations.
Gary and Steve, SportsCenter coming up as soon as we are done here. Camby, 67% free throw shooter. Now 22 points on the night.
And now if you're UMass, you don't want to foul, but you want to make them use the floor as much as they can, use some clock. Memphis needs some quick hitters. Even if it gives up a basket, don't foul.
23 for number 21. 5-point lead for number 1. Padilla forces Garner to pick it up quicker. 3 from the corner. Newsom still alive, but down to 5 seconds. UMass will remain number 1. I have no idea what happened there. 0.3 of a second remained on the clock, but the buzzer never sounded, but the light came on. The UMass Minutemen beat Memphis 64-61.
They work the time clock inside 20 seconds. Now Magruder goes to work. Ed Gray wants it inside 10 seconds. Then he struggles to the hoop. Gets it off to Sharif, who misses long. But it's picked up by Randy Duck, and he'll just work the clock again.
Arizona just chasing defensively. You burn a lot of energy. You're not going to have an opportunity. Magruder comes in again.
Oh, what a shot. 15 of his 21 points have been in the second half. He's got a chance for one more and put a dagger in that man's heart to open conference season.
Again, it's Magruder who creates it all, driving down the lane. And the emotional outburst by this young Cal team who's finally coming together and able to close out a quality opponent like Arizona. They're in firm control.
This was a team that had very difficult losses against Cincinnati, Illinois, and also Kansas State. Kansas State the most painful because they led by 14 in the second half. But they did have that huge win against Minnesota, 70-67. And yeah, you can color them green, but color them loaded with potential. We've got a timeout on the floor, and California leading Arizona 85-67.
Whopper, 99 cents. Get your burger's worth.
Introducing the new Plymouth Grand Voyager. It's filled with clever ideas. Now there's a sliding door on this side and this side. 27% more room for you and all your stuff. And seats that roll out of the way. A gazillion cup holders that hold almost anything. Plus more safety and greater visibility. You can carry more and do more. The new Plymouth Grand Voyager. It simply slides, folds, protects, unfolds, rolls, and drives better.
Paul, there's no spare. I don't believe it.
What? Great.
Yeah, I had to make room for my guitar.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, I'm gonna go find a phone.
Well, I'll go with you.
What?
How are we gonna pay for this?
Hey, I've got money. I've got $4. Look, guys, maybe this will help.
Oh,
yes! Oh, I can't believe it. You had it the whole time, and you made me suffer like that. Oh, man, you deserve it, though.
California has an 85-70-67 lead on the Arizona Wildcats. A lot of teams that have had success against Arizona this year have been playing a lot of zone. California is going with the old traditional man-in-your-face defense, and it has really been tenacious.
Arizona has not made Cal pay for its interior deficiencies and weaknesses. They've turned the ball over on the perimeter. They haven't posted up Blair and Davis. And again, it's the quickness. Oh, that's a nice backdoor play. Good interchange between the two big men for Arizona. But when you watch Cal play, and I've seen a number of their games. I saw the Cincinnati game, the Illinois game. Granted, Cincinnati and Illinois, those are two of the top 10 to 15 teams in the country.
That's the fourth foul on Reggie Gary. And a technical foul, and Reggie Gary is gone. It has been one of those nights for Arizona. An inspired California team that came in really prepared and playing at the top of their potential. And Arizona, all 10 and one of them, and number 9 in the nation, frustrated, beaten.
I don't know if that's a technical foul on Gary, because that ball was by Cal. It was the Magruder who had the ball and put it right in Reggie's chest, and then Reggie just gave it back to him. But again, that technical foul rule.
We thought the matchups were rather even in the backcourt. But Gary and Miles Simon have absolutely been outplayed by Jelani Gardner, by Randy Duck, by Ed Gray, and by Prentice Magruder.
I think Magruder's been terrific. He's been solid, has not turned the ball over, has made good, solid decisions. The tempo by Magruder, and then the shooting. This is going to be Magruder against. See, now he puts that ball into Gary's chest, and then Gary just gives it right back. That's a non-call there. That should be a no-call. Let the players decide the game.
Well, maybe the official only saw the shot to the chest by Reggie.
Well, there's 3 of them out there.
And Prentice Magruder has been the unsung hero of this game. His leadership, his defensive prowess on the point, slowing down Reggie Gary. A solid play by the man stepping to the line now, and Randy Duck. Cal may win by 20 points.
It's been a parade to the foul line. How many multiple foul shot opportunities has Cal had in the second half here?
Reggie Gary and Miles Simon have both fouled out. It will be California basketball out on the side with a 20-point lead and 4.5 minutes left in this ball game.
But this is the Cal team that I saw potentially. You talked about the potential a moment ago, and in those games against Cincinnati and Illinois, they just say, wow, there's so much on this team. It just hasn't clicked tonight. It has all come together.
There's Michael Dickerson. He has it stripped, and he'll be at the foul line for 2 shots. California has taken 22 more foul shots than Arizona. Granted, I think half of those have come on 3 possessions.
and Arizona traditionally takes the most free throws, and you'd think that they would because of as you look at the free throw numbers on the night. And Lute Olson will not sleep tonight with those numbers on the stat sheet by his bedside.
And it ain't going to be easy because he's got to head down to the South Bay and take on Stanford, a very fine basketball team that last time we checked was beating Arizona State by 10 points. Always tough to play at Memphis Pavilion, and Stanford's defense really strong. And we will have that game on Prime Sports beginning at 12:30 this coming Saturday.
Spread the floor now for California. Make them chase. The long shot clock in college basketball really to the offensive team's advantage. And again, Magruder always seems to end up with it. And just Jesus Dickerson.
And Magruder says, I'm dealing, baby. I'm dealing.
And he's starting to talk a little bit too. That was a Larry Bird type of player. You put the ball on the fake pass behind the defender's head. And the Cal player's having a lot of fun right now.
Corey Williams hits the three. And Brennan Magruder is having himself one of the best games of his young California career. A guy out of Benton Harbor, Michigan High School. He was always an assist man. Even in high school, he averaged 13 assists a game, only 13 points per game, but his team always won.
They can just play with the ball on the perimeter now. And when it's a shot clock gets close, they can drive because the chasing defense. That's tough to take a charge that deep under the basket for Joe Blair.
And Joe McClain just dribbles it off his knee and out of bounds. And Arizona turns it over one more time. They had 13 turnovers in the first half, and they have struggled with too many in the second half. And that is why California scored 91. That's 21 more points than Arizona has allowed per opponent this year. They're giving up just 70 points per game, but 91 so far tonight, and we're still 240 from ending this game.
Well, they had that great emotional high that they had after the victory over Georgetown. And I don't think that Arizona's been able to get back to that level psychologically after playing a couple of weaker opponents. Sharif has done a fine job of staying out of serious foul trouble. But he'll have to learn to play better position defense in the low post.
McClain's determined to get that basketball. We're at the 2-minute mark, and California leading by 18. Todd Bozeman gives the call to Prentice Magruder, and he'll work against Michael Dickerson again. And they foul Prentice. What a game for California. Abdul Rahim with 22 points, 18 for Randy Duck. Ed Gray off the bench with 21, 16 more for Jelani Gardner, and Prentice Magruder. I don't think we even need to mention how many points he has, because it does not matter. His defense, his playmaking, his leadership has really been sensational. Well, this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the University of California and the Pac-10 Conference, and is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience, and may not be rebroadcast in any form without the express written consent of the University of California and the Pac-10 Conference. Prentice Magruder, 9 points in the night. Todd Bozeman is 1 minute and 51 seconds away from opening the Pac-10 Conference with a big blue and gold victory. We'll be right back.
With 4 doors, tons of interior space, comfortably contoured seating, and a great stereo, the Plymouth Neon sedan is a huge kick for cruising. While the Plymouth Neon Espresso Coupe's 132 horsepower engine and fully independent suspension make it a real kick in the passing lane. Plymouth Neon Coupe or sedan, it's never middle of the road. $99.95 for starters, $12,700 nicely equipped.
Here's something I want you to think about. Discus athletic were made for whatever you like to do, like biking, football, and for you Europeans, football. One brand for every sport. You can't say that about these outfits. My, the Unitard, that is special. Unnecessary spending. 20 yards. So, no matter what your game, choose Discus Athletic. One thing to win. But pick your colors carefully.
Is that Johnson's team behind us?
Exactly.
Are they members of Hertz #1 Club Gold?
Exactly.
Are we members of Hertz #1? Not exactly.
So thanks to Hertz, they're going to get to the meeting on time.
And we'll be late? So exactly what'll I tell the boss?
In rent-a-car, there's Hertz, and there's not exactly. Make sure you choose the right one.
And then a dog in the cargo hold ate our presentation.
Is he buying it?
Not exactly.
With Cal leading by 20, here's our Burger King game summary. Davis with 20, Blair with 14, Abdurrahim and Gray have combined for 43 points. Field goal shooting very strong, but then you get to the reason why California was able to win this ball game.
Three-point shooting, Steve, unbelievable. You shoot 11 for 14, you're going to win virtually every game you play.
And Ed Gray with another steal ahead to Prentice Magruder. He will be at the foul line for 2, but there's something else. I mean, it's California was brilliant first half three-point shooting, but they only lead by 1. What happened in the second half? Because it was the first 5 minutes where they just took control.
They came out hungrier. They came out with more at line, more on the